Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're doing episode number 39, I think, of I Build Your Teams. It might not be the episode number 39. I'm actually not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's 39. Either way, series where I build my viewers' teams to the best teams possible for my team unlimited and or competitive play based on how much MT they have and what their squad is currently looking like. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 13,000 subscriber mark on the channel. Not quite pushing towards 14K yet, but would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's hop right into it. First team today comes in from my boy Alfonso. He's got 900,000 MT and he says his team's pretty bad. Would love to hear my suggestions. Keep up the great work. Appreciate that, man. All right, so definitely do think this team is in need of some upgrades. Like, no doubt about that at all. You got some pretty solid pieces here and there, and then you got some other guys that I just think could definitely use a full-out rework. So we're gonna start off honestly, but just by rebuilding your lineup. Lamar, get him about 90,000 MT. That's an easy buy at the starting point guard position. Off the bench, something along the lines of actually you have Doug Christie, and I think Doug Christie's a really good card. So we'll keep Doug Christie in there. Say MT, elite level card right there. At the shooting guard position, Pippen is good. Danny Granger is better. Sell Pippen, run Danny Granger. Actually, I'm gonna guess Scottie Pippen was probably your Invincible card that you got, and he's therefore unauctionable. So we're gonna go Scottie Pippen off the bench, and we're gonna start Danny Granger. We're gonna go with that instead. Now, small forward position honestly needs a complete rework. You don't have the MT for a Victor Wembanyama, but you do have the MT for an interdimensional Bull. Backup small forward position is a little bit tougher because I don't think there's quite as many elite backup small forward options, considering that there just aren't that many really big small forwards right now. Size is super important. I think a really good budget option is super cheap and super solid is Jonathan Isaac. Gives you great size, really good shooting ability, and elite 3-and-D card, who can still create his own shot, of course, as well. Power forward position, I don't mind Jokic. I think he comes off the bench. Actually, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure. I know what I would do at your starting power forward position. That's by the cheaper Wemby. If you don't have the Invincible, you probably should be around this 7.5 Wemby instead. He's just an incredible card, 100% worth the price. And then starting center position is also a very easy choice. TyDeBo is cheap. Mark Eaton, backup center, also very cheap and very good cards. These two guys are pretty easy center options. Now, backup power forward is probably the toughest spot on this team to fill. And honestly, the way I'm actually going to do this, I'm going to change up your lineup a little bit. We're going to throw in in-game D-Rob, and we're going to run something like this. Now, these are a lot of players to buy. Lamar, Granger, Bull, John Isaac, Wemby, Eaton, and Yao, though, are all buy nows. D-Rob is not a buy now, but he's not crazy expensive, and honestly, he's my favorite in-game card. The lefty release on him feels incredible. I think he's such a good card. You have the MT to build this team. This is an in-game lineup. The difference between this team and this team is literally night and day. You will notice a massive difference. So for me, this is a very easy upgrade to build this type of team. Now, second squad comes in from Drew, and he's got over 1.2 million MT actually, and this is a really much better team than our first team from today's video. No offense. Cade Cunningham and Anthony Black at point guard is good. I would run Lamar and Cade. That's the first thing. Lamar Odom, Cade Cunningham off the bench. Those are the two PGs. Now, backup or shooting guard position, Katie's incredible. Terry is very good. If you want to continue running Terry, no problem with that. I think Danny Granger is better, and he's not crazy expensive. I would pick up Granger, but for me, that's just my opinion. If you want to continue to run Terry, I have no problems with that, especially since he's already locked in. Wemby and Chet at the threes, no need for upgrades there. Those are, in my opinion, the two best small forwards in the game. I like Chet over Hero Bull personally. D-Rob and Shaq is also incredible, and you have the unauctionable Shaq, so that's, again, I would not make that any changes there. Center position, I would make changes. I would buy, again, Titans Yao Ming and Mark Eaton. Those two guys are going to get upgrades over this Yao and this KP. It's both still great cards, but sell them, buy the Titans Yao, buy Mark Eaton. You're chilling outside of that. It's those three upgrades. Lamar Odom, Titans Yao, Mark Eaton, and then maybe an upgrade shooting guard. In my opinion, Danny Granger. Outside of that, nothing else needs to be done. Third team today comes in from Bananaeater, 200,000 MT, and he says he's almost finished Spotlights. What that means is that he's going to get a choice out of the 3 end games from the Spotlight pack, which were KD, Paulo Banchero, and Bill Russell. The easy choice, in all honesty, is Kevin Durant. You throw him in at your starting shooting guard position. Also, I would sell Jokic, and I would buy Lamar Odom again, but if you don't want to. Jokic is cheaper than Odom. You can keep running Jokic. He's still a great card. And then I assume Cade is locked in, or is unauctionable from the locker code. Danny Granger is amazing, so you'll have KD and Granger as your shooting guards, and then you can have Jokic or Lamar alongside Cade as your point guards. Wemby and Bobo needs no changes, of course. KP and Verajao is also really good at your power forwards, and then you have Yao and Eaton at the center positions. Honestly, I don't think you're really in need of upgrades on this team outside of Lamar at the point guard position, in my opinion, and definitely pick KD at shooting guard. If you want, you could save for an invincible power forward. Somebody like an Evan Mobley would be a really good option, in my opinion, who I think is better than both KP and Verajao, but both of these guys are still really good. So if you want to keep running them, I have no issues with that whatsoever. Now, fourth team today comes in from Edwin. He's got 150,000 MT. He's wondering what to upgrade. This is another really good team, but you do have a couple of not like big holes by any means that I am noticing, but I do think there are a couple small things that I would make changes to. First thing first, Thurl Bailey, very solid card, but in my opinion, a bit outdated. I think you can upgrade him. Even to a guy like Jonathan Isaac, a small upgrade would be really, really nice. Again, I would get Lamar Odom. I just think he's better than Jimmy Butler. I think he's better than Jokic. I would start him. I'd bring Jimmy off the bench. Maybe even Jokic off the bench. Really up to you. But probably Jimmy off the bench. And then start Lamar. Center position, Smits and Eaton is incredible. D-Rob and Artist, the fours as well, is amazing. I don't think, again, this is a team that's in need of a lot of upgrades, but Lamar Odom is one, and then a Jonathan Isaac or somebody like that. Whoever you prefer at the back of small forward position would be another one. Now, this second to last team comes in from Invincible Splash Daddy. He's got 410,000 MT, Cade and Victor on auction. He's also got Odom. The Odom Cade duo is something we're seeing a lot of, and I understand why. It's an amazing PG duo. T-Mac and Tim Thomas is elite. You could upgrade and get a Invincible Danny Granger and then run T-Mac off the bench. That's what I would do. I just think Danny Granger is better than both of these guys, but if you don't want to, no need to do so. Wimby and Bull, obviously incredible. Yao, Taco, Bill Russell, Artist Gilmore. This is where it becomes a little bit more something I would change. This is where I would be spending the MT to upgrade. Now, you're spending a little bit of MT on Granger, but you're going to get that MT back by selling Tim Thomas, or most of that MT back anyway. Taco and Artist, I like. Yao, I love. Bill Russell is just a bit undersized. I think he's very good because he is an endgame, but I don't know if I'd be using him. I think power forward is probably your biggest need, and I would get Mark Eaton backup center. Go Yao and Mark again as your centers. Power forward position, you have Taco, Artist, Bill, Verjao, all options, and Bill Wallace, all power forward options. My opinion, pick your favorite between those five guys and run them off the bench next to Mark Eaton, and then buy a new starting power forward. And the starting power forward that I'd buy, in all honesty, is Indy and David Robinson. I just think he's absolutely incredible. I think he's worth the price 100%. That's a card that I would buy and throw in your lineup for end game, in my opinion. And then the final squad today comes in from Ivano. He's got Shaq, and D-Rob is his backup power forward. He sold his Paulo and his Dark Matter playoff LeBron, and 1.2 million MT needs a small forward. Okay, so that means he has got LeBron and Jimmy as his PGs, KD, T-Mac, blank spot KG, Shaq and D-Rob, and then Yao and Eaton. So Shaq, D-Rob, the two end games, incredible. Yao and Eaton, also incredible. Bron and Jimmy, incredible. KD and T-Mac, very, very good. You could upgrade T-Mac to Granger if you want, really up to you. With that being said, your small forward position. KG is actually very good. This is a card that I could recommend for Edwin, in all honesty. I think KG might be a guy that I didn't even think of who's probably better than Jonathan Isaac, and is a really good card. That's a great backup small forward option for you. And I don't mind KG as a backup small forward for a lot of people. For you, though, with 1.2 million MT, really not needing upgrades in any other position besides small forward, there's two guys to buy. One of them is crazy expensive. Go get Invincible Victor Wembanyama. I know that is a crazy thing to say, to spend 1 million MT on a card, especially in July. He's the best card in the game and will be the best card in the game for the rest of the year. There is no answer for a 7'5" small forward with his SIGs, his animations, his release, all that stuff. Victor Wembanyama, starting small forward, book it. Back to small forward, you can keep KG if you want. I would get Interdimensional Bull. Relatively cheap, really solid card as well. That would be the last upgrade for this team that I personally would make, but again, I think that is up to you if you want to do that. But yes, I would buy Invincible Wemby. I know he's incredibly expensive, but he's that good. I really think it's worth it. That is all I have to say about this team, though, and that is going to do it for this video. Hope y'all did enjoy another episode of Liability Teams. I know a lot of these teams are really, really good, but we're just getting to the point in the year where a lot of teams are really good, and therefore it's small changes to make them better at this point. So hopefully y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.